China is contemplating the introduction of a national cyberspace ID. The government claims that the ID will be introduced to enhance data security and to protect the personal information of its citizens. However, this proposal has sparked apprehensions amongst legal experts who fear that it could lead to increased surveillance and social control. And according to a report, China's Ministry of Public Security and the Cyberspace Administration has released draft regulations suggesting that a cyberspace ID could actually help users verify their identities online without revealing some sensitive personal details to internet service providers. The promised system, which is voluntary, includes two types of digital IDs, one comprising a series of letters and numbers, and another is a digital authentication credential. And this initiative is designed to safeguard citizens' personal information and to reduce the over-collection and retention of data such as name and date of birth by internet platforms. And although analysts acknowledge that a unified network ID could streamline authentication during the online transactions and minimize the misuse of personal information, it could also intensify the monitoring of individuals' online activities by the government. They warn that this could also lead to a centralized system that is capable of tracking and analyzing an individual's online behavior, which can lead to significant social risks. Now, critics including Lao Dongyan, a criminal law professor at China's Tsinghua University, have questioned the true aim of this proposal. She said, and I quote, "The true intention is to regulate people's behavior online." Now, the claim of protecting personal information is merely a facade, at least not the primary goal. And analysts are also very skeptical about the voluntary nature of the cyberspace ID policy and believe that widespread adoption may eventually become mandatory despite initial claims of user choice by the government of China.
Ohio becomes the fifth state now to be able to use your cell phone as your driver's license. I'm News 5's Jeff Left-Coolidge at Cleveland Hopkins. Surprisingly, you won't be able to use it here. Within 5 hours after it launched Wednesday, more than 8,000 people put Ohio's new ID in their Apple Wallet.
It's limited to the places that have the reading devices. So you can use it at the TSA in Cincinnati and Columbus.
Lieutenant Governor John Husted says this is just the beginning. I spoke to him over Zoom about the new ID system. Husted says as more people put it in their online wallet, more businesses and services will be able to take it.
You can use it at state liquor stores. Soon you will be able to use it at casinos and businesses will be able to download an app to check your ID, phone to phone. It'd just be a scanning device.
Eventually, the ID will be available on Android devices as well, but you may never have to totally give up your plastic ID.
So remember, this didn't exist until today. And so nobody has a lot of these reading devices loaded onto their technology to be able to read your ID. So this will take time. Eventually, law enforcement will adopt it as an option for you. And when they do, you'll never have to hand over your phone. You'll just tap it, just like you do with any other credit card.
At the busy BMV on Edgecliff Terrace, Clevelanders sounded off on the pros and cons of having more of your information in the palm of your hand.
I think that's the most convenient thing. You don't have to carry all the time. I mean, people don't go out without phones, but they might go out without wallet.
I think it's a great idea. I mean, I think I like the idea just because I use my Apple Pay a lot. But sometimes it could be a bad idea. You know, you have some people that steals people identities.
If people can get into your phone, they can get your driver's license number, address, everything else. They already get your credit card number, and you might as well, government might as well go ahead and tip us. That's just another way for them to keep a track of us.
Lieutenant Governor John Husted told us it's supposed to be convenient.
Well, the good news is this is completely optional.
And while it's not here yet, Cleveland Hopkins will eventually be added to the list as more states get into the real ID business. At Cleveland Hopkins International Airport, I'm Jeff Left-Coolidge for News 5.
Of the risks in handing out data to companies like Optus and Medibank. But what if you never had to reveal your address ever again? New South Wales is leading the way with a one-stop shop, allowing us to prove and protect our identity once and for all.
It's personal, private, privileged and prized by hackers.
We've seen what happens in relation to Optus and Medibank.
Now, new ways for a new world to give the power back to the people.
What we're rolling out in New South Wales is world-leading technology.
A digital identity that means you'll never have to hand over your data again. It works like this. You'll use an app to scan your passport, licence, Medicare card. They're cross-checked with databases to ensure they're yours and then appear on your phone as verified ID. You then have control over what you share and with whom, revealing only part or all of a document when required, meaning you'll be able to prove a valid licence without showing your address.
All they need to know is that you are real and that you're authorised to drive.
Or confirm you have Medicare while keeping your number unknown.
Those numbers, as we've seen in the recent spate of attacks, will not be shared.
The personal data is kept only on the personal device, never held by the government or a private company.
When you decentralise and you put the information in the power of the individual, it's far safer.
The technology will be optional for users, but not for companies and businesses, with the government set to make it illegal not to recognise the ID.
Ultimately, we will need legislation to make sure that the companies play ball and that they accept this.
Amelia Brace.
Watch this if you struggle with DMV paperwork. California's DMV just made a game-changing move. Let's dive in. Imagine never having to wait in line at the DMV again. California just digitized 42 million car titles using blockchain technology. This isn't just a tech upgrade, it's a revolution. Thanks to blockchain, your car title is now a secure digital asset. Fraud? Forget about it. The transparent and unalterable record on the blockchain makes it nearly impossible for scammers to mess with your title. Partnering with Oxhead Alpha on the Avalanche blockchain, the DMV's new system lets 39 million Californians access their car titles via a mobile app. Convenience at your fingertips. Launching early next year, this app means fewer DMV visits and more time for you. Plus, it's the first of its kind in the US. California, leading the charge in digital innovation. So, are you ready for a smoother, safer DMV experience? Stay tuned, because the future of car titles is here.
So let's have a digital health certificate acknowledged by WHO if you have been vaccinated or tested properly, then you can move around. So for the next pandemic, instead of stopping the movement of the people 100%, which clock the economy globally, you can still provide some movement of the people. Indonesia has achieved, G20 country has agreed to have this digital certificate using WHO standard, and we will submit into the next World Health Assembly in Geneva as the revision to international health regulation. So hopefully for the next pandemic, we can still see some movement of the people, some movement of the goods, and movement of the economy.
That our three organizations, Hyperledger Foundation, Finos, and Digital Dollar Project, we've really seen this need for open collaboration, open development in the central bank digital currency space and the research and projects that are happening. So for this reason, we're coming together to start an initiative, the Open Digital Currency Initiative, to promote open source collaboration and governance in the CBDC space. Our aim is to promote the open collaboration development of central bank digital currencies involving all kinds of stakeholders, not just central banks, but those who are helping central banks and anyone else who's involved in this space, so that we can develop really publicly shared resources and avoid duplicating efforts. From our perspective, we really think that most CBDCs are going to be quite similar.
It's time for another Bullet Point Bulletin powered by Plato Data Intelligence. Web3 data intelligence, private, secure, trusted. For more information, visit platodata.ai. The Federal Reserve Bank of New York has completed a successful pilot of the use of central bank digital currencies for wholesale cross-border transactions. The experiment, also known as Project Cedar Phase 1, aims to explore the capabilities of blockchain technology in payment delivery and the application of central bank digital currencies in wholesale payments. Testing was conducted on separate blockchains to explore the capabilities of blockchain technology in delivering fast and safe payments for a lower settlement cost. The New York Innovation Center, the entity charged with the project, exchanged a U.S. digital dollar with experimental foreign currencies in a simulated environment powered by blockchain technology. The experiment showed a significant improvement in which the average clearing and settlement of transactions reduced from 2 days to under 15 seconds. Additionally, the framework could enable atomic settlements, an instant and simultaneous exchange of assets. Because of the dollar's advantage in international payments, the U.S. was previously uninterested in increasing central bank digital currencies. However, the country's perspective has shifted and is now researching the policies to develop the tools, technology, and potential that it offers. Thanks for watching Bullet Point Bulletins, powered by Plato Data Intelligence.
All right, Shalom. All praise to the Most High, Yahweh, by Hashem Yahushua, by Hashem Rakak Wadash, and double honor unto the apostles and elders of Great Millstone for teaching this truth that's going all around the earth, and Shalom to the hopeful elect. All right, we're going to jump into a quick lesson. I know that video clip that we have in the front is like 11 minutes long. I got that off the Elder Brothers page, GMS, Vegas Sit Downs. 144K, all right? And I'm just going to do a little light commentary on the brother's lesson, all right? And we see that Esau, Edom is pushing their agenda, right? And ultimately, what they want out of this agenda is to have everybody implanted with the C-hip, all right? And you've heard us go into this many, many times, but now this should be in the forefront of your mind because you see everything is going towards that, particularly when it deals with your life, okay, in the very, very near future, all right? All these things are in place now, but as we always say, they haven't been made mandatory as of yet. Now, one of the main themes that you find in those various clips, all right, is convenience. And they're going to sell it to the masses of the people based on convenience. And so here in the Britannica dictionary, let's look at the definition of convenience, right? And it says at one, a quality or situation that makes something easy or useful for someone by reducing the amount of work or time required to do something, right? That aptly applies. Definition 2, a time that is appropriate for doing something or that is suitable for someone, all right? And definition 3, it says what? Something such as a device that makes you more comfortable or allows you to do something more easily, right? And that's that convenience, right? Of what? The C to the H to the I to the P, okay? And that's what they have on their minds as far as the masses of the people, all right, to control everything there is about you. And what they use to describe that is what's known as the digital wallet, right? So we'll read it here. A digital wallet, also known as an electronic wallet, is a software-based system or app that stores payment information and passwords for various payment methods and websites. Digital wallets can run on any connected device but are primarily used on mobile devices. They allow users to pay from financial accounts using a computer, smartphone, or smart device, and can eliminate the need to carry a physical wallet, right? And in all this many years of being on the planet, carrying a wallet in your back pocket as a man or in a purse for a woman has never hurt anybody. How inconvenient can it really be to carry a wallet? You see? But most people have brains that are mush, all right? And everything that the so-called white man brings out, all right, to try to act as if he's aiding your life, right, for the betterment, people jump on it without hesitation, all right? Going on, it says digital wallets can be classified by their funding sources such as prepaid, card-linked, or bank-linked, right? And ultimately, the whole thing is to control you by your bank, all right, through your finances. Sure, all those other things will be included as well. Your credit cards, if any, right? Any numbers attached to those credit cards, driver's license, work IDs, so on and so forth. All right. That Big Brother will have control over all those things and know exactly where you are at every given moment of the day. All right. Going on, it says they can also be characterized by their type, such as open, closed, or mobile. All right. And you can read the rest of that if you feel the need to do so. Okay. And we're just going to get a couple of scriptures. I'm not going to be long with this. All right. So let's go up here. This will be Amos. All right, chapter 5, we'll jump in right there, verse 7, and it reads, Ye who turn judgment to wormwood and leave off righteousness in the earth, seek him that maketh the 7 stars and Orion, and turneth the shadow of death into the morning, and maketh the day dark with night. That calleth for the waters of the sea, and poureth them out upon the face of the earth. The Lord Yahweh is his name, right? The Lord does all those things in the earth. And this man has this idea that he's going to put himself on the Most High's level, right? Esau or Edom, okay? Where he will control everyone, all right? That's where, as we've said many times before, this man's soul is not upright in him, right? Which is a quote from the scriptures, I believe in Habakkuk. And that this man has a God complex. You see, going on to verse 9, it reads that strengtheneth the spoil against the strong, so that the spoil shall come against the fortress. They hate him that rebuketh in the gate, and they abhor him that speaketh uprightly, right? And so the Lord has men in the earth that have been warning you and speaking uprightly to identify this man through the Spirit, right? And by his actions, okay? And so they hate the prophets and the teachers of the Lord, okay? We'll read a little bit more. It says, For as much, therefore, as your treading is upon the poor, and that's what they're doing, okay? Because what else have they done? If you don't follow their instructions, right, to participate, let's say, in their society, what? They got internment camps, okay? Places where they're going to what? Put people, all right, for going up against them. And you already heard, or maybe you haven't, but there is, coming out of the World Economic Forum, the WEF, right, an order that says basically across the board, those that are against this, you know, they're gonna put certain consequences up against the people if they come into an uproar, all right, about what they're planning to do to you, okay, that you can't speak out against them, okay, that there'll be certain consequences for those that speak out against them. You see, this is getting real serious, okay? Going on, let's see here, where do we leave off? Verse 11, For as much, therefore, as your treading is upon the poor, and ye take from him burdens of wheat, Ye have built houses of hewn stone, but ye shall not dwell in them. Ye have planted pleasant vineyards, but ye shall not drink wine of them. For I know your manifold transgressions and your mighty sins. They afflict the just, they take a bribe, and they turn aside the poor in the gate for their right. Therefore the prudent shall keep silent in that time, for it is an evil time, right? And these are evil times that are coming upon us, all right? And most out there are not prepared for it, though we've been putting up these lessons on a daily basis, all right? And many watch them, but they watch them for the wrong reasons, man. They're not learning anything, all right? But at the same time, this is for the elect of the Lord, all right? So those that are supposed to hear will hear it. Revelation 6 and 9, and it reads, and when he had opened the fifth seal, I saw under the altar the souls of them that were slain for the word of the Most High and for the testimony which they held. And they cried with a loud voice, saying, How long, O Lord, holy and true, dost thou not judge and avenge our blood on them that dwell on the earth? And white robes were given unto every one of them, and it was said unto them that they should rest yet for a little season, until their fellow servants also and their brethren that should be killed as they were should be fulfilled, right? So there'll be martyrs, right? Or martyrs in the last days, right? Who stood stiffly for the word of the Lord. And many, we don't know a number and we don't know who will be put to death, all right, for righteousness' sake, right? For the names of Yahweh by Hashem Yahushai, okay? And that's going to come ultimately in these times where this thing, the C to the H to the I to the P, will be mandated. All right, let's go over here to Revelation 13. We'll jump in at verse 11. And it reads, And I beheld another beast come up out of the earth, and he had two horns like a lamb, and he spake as a dragon. And we've broken these scriptures down many, many times before. Okay, so you can, on your own time, type in GMS Revelation 13, all right, breakdown, and it'll come up, all right. Verse 12, and he exercised all the power of the first beast before him, and causes the earth and them that dwell therein to worship the first beast whose deadly wound was healed, all right, which goes into the ancient Roman Empire, right, and Rome falling and Europe just being a damn mess for 1,000 years, and then all of a sudden they came back in the Renaissance period, right, starting around the 1300s, okay. Verse 14, and deceived them that dwell on the earth by the means of those miracles which he had power to do in the sight of the beast. And that beast system now is NATO and the EU, all right, America, all right, okay. That beast is their system that they've got up now, all right. Saying to them that dwell on the earth that they should make an image of the beast, which had the wound by the sword and did live. And he had power to give life unto the image of the beast, that the image of the beast should both speak, and cause that as many as would not worship the image of the beast should be killed. And he causes all, both small and great, rich and poor, free and bond, to receive a mark. And that mark goes into the word, charagma, all right, in their right hand or in their foreheads. And you have Elam, right, Dusk, okay, who has created his company that implants, chips in people's brains, okay. Verse 17, we have to speak in code, all right? Verse 17, and that no man might buy or sell save he that had the mark or the name of the beast or the number of his name, right? Which goes into that barcode, all right, that they're going to have in those CHIPs, okay? All right? And this is how they're going to control the masses of the people. All right, and if you don't get down, you're going to lay down. Okay? Let's get one more, we'll be done. It's Revelation 20, and let's jump in right there, verse 1. It reads, "And I saw an angel come down from heaven, having the key of the bottomless pit and a great chain in his hand. And he laid hold on the dragon and the old serpent, which is the devil and Satan, and bound him 1,000 years." All right, which goes into the same time period of Europe falling, all right, and being in those dark ages, right, and bubonic plague and so on and so forth, okay. And as well as with Revelation 20, you know, you want to know more about it, you want to know the breakdowns, all of that, you can go in there and type in GMS Revelation 20 breakdown, okay. All these things are already up on YouTube, and many brothers and many camp brothers and so on and so forth have put lessons up on each and every one of these chapters, okay? Because we know how Jake is. Jake is lazy, all right? Anyway, verse 3, "And cast him into the bottomless pit, and shut him up, and set a seal upon him, that he should deceive the nations no more till the 1,000 years should be fulfilled. And after that, he must be loosed a little season," right? And he's in his season now, but he also knows that his time is short now, all right? In Revelation 12 and 12, okay? Verse 4, "And I saw thrones, and they sat upon them, and judgment was given unto them. And I saw the souls of them that were beheaded for the witness of Yahushua and for the word of the Most High, and which had not worshipped the beast, neither his image, neither had received his mark upon their foreheads or in their hands," right? Either hand, okay? "And they lived and reigned with Mashiach 1,000 years," all right? So the whole point being is that this man is trying to make you a cyborg and trying to control you. And if you take this mark, all right, if you take this MOTB, this C-hip, all right, you're finished, okay? Because you've made your allegiance to Satan, right? To this man of sin, the man of perdition, all right? Esau, Edom, all right? And these elites will rule you in your life, all right? So that's pretty much it. Like I said, I just wanted to add a little commentary to the brother's lesson that he put up, all right, going into the MOTB. And you see that they're moving fast, right? And the main thing is that they're trying to sell it to you as convenience, all right? Don't go for the okie doke, okay? Be vigilant out there. Study, read, pray, fast. Do all you got to do, okay? So that the Lord will have mercy on you and your house. And Lord willing, as we say, you know, as the hopeful elect, that we are those men, women, and children that shall be saved by Yahweh Hashem Yahushua, okay? All right, so with that, I'll end it right there. All right, all praise to the Most High, Yahweh Hashem Yahushua. Shalom.